I'm kind of a teacher in some ways. I hate to use that word because
As you
that's
should.
a big deal to call yourself a teacher. You must really know what you're talking about. And I believe I do to a certain extent, but I'll tell you, doing these campus things, you realize how little you actually know. You realize
Right.
you have a lot more study. Because you think about it, you're up against thousands of college kids that have an obsession about a hyper discipline of a topic.
Right.
And they'll mention things you've never heard of. Like, okay, I'll get back to you. So it requires even more study afterwards. I try to do an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, but when I'm in season, which is I'm doing 27 campus stops, plus my 2-hour podcast radio show every single day, plus speeches, plus 2 kids, I'm
Right.
married. It's really hard to do more than 3 to 4 hours of hard brain work a day. I try to do 2 hours of studying a day, which is a combination of reading, podcasting, or I'll, kind of like playing with AI on a certain topic. Where does this come from? It's very good with it. Properly used, it can really get you where you want to go, and you can learn a lot because you can ask a very precise question. Well, tell me if they ever said something around this. I try to do that for about 30 minutes. I have the greatest job in the world. I couldn't be happier. Every day I feel as if what I'm saying, what I'm doing is making a difference, giving people meaning. I'm a big believer in Viktor Frankl's hypothesis that meaning outside of immediate food and nourishment is the greatest crisis in the West and is the thing that most people are lacking. I think we're onto something here. I think we're onto something where we are trying to help the West heal. We're trying to bring the West home. We're trying to have the West go back to its roots. I believe that we are the inheritors of a Christian society, and I do not believe we can have a free society if we are no longer back towards some belief in a higher power. And so I want to bring us back to a free society, but that's not just political, it's just one manifestation of that. Political is a short window of how people vote in a 90 to 120 day period. It's the cultural and the spiritual that then end up manifesting in the political, which quite honestly has been my greatest learning moment the last 4 to 5 years. I have strong political opinions, but the political is an effect. Political is an aftershock. I'm trying to get to the cause. And the cause, I believe, is what happens in our university campuses, what happens in the broad culture, what happens in how people consume information. And I see us making a massive difference in that every day.